Price of Fame.
It's lonely at the top.
And welcome to the Price of Fame,
where we specialize in fashion, art, music,
and entertainment.
I am Savage Rogers.
I'm Mike Vegas.
And we got Mr. Fingaz in the building.
What's good, family? What's good, family? What's good? Queens in the building. Queens get the money.
Oh, you saying that around him? Well, you do everything.
I mean, I was adopted by Queens. I mean,
Right.
What's she gonna do, right?
Mm-hmm. We in Queens right now, ain't we?
Yeah, we in Queens.
You already know.
Yeah. Little Bronx swag in Queens, but you know.
I thought it was Harlem because you got on the pink, like, you know.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Well,
it's
the
not
Pink
print.
Panther.
It's mauve. What do you call
It's
it?
mauve.
Yeah,
I was
mauve.
going to go with fuchsia,
Mauve.
but okay.
I thought he said mob like as in Mob Deep for a second.
Yeah, I did say that.
I wore a suit that same color the other day, and everybody went crazy. Like,
Oh, yeah?
I was like,
Yeah.
I guess though, before Cameron, the Pink Panther. You ever used to watch the Pink Panther?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pink Panther started it.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He was cool with it.
It's cool with it, smooth
yeah.
with it. He had your silhouette too. It was like tall, like smooth.
I see what you're doing here.
I know.
I see where this is going.
I know. He's funny. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, what you think about Clive, man?
Oh man,
Yeah.
Crazy, right? One of the
It's
greats.
crazy. Yeah.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I've heard. What was I listening to? I was watching an interview, and they said no one really gets their flowers until they're dead. I forgot who I was watching.
I almost feel like that's true.
And they're saying, yo, people give you your flowers, but they don't really give you your flowers until you're gone.
Right.
When you die, and even then, they kind of, like they were saying that Michael Jackson did a movie, and he didn't do a movie, but it did a biopic, and it did, the numbers were crazy.
Right.
And then
Astronaut.
Netflix put out a documentary the next week
Right.
about Michael Jackson and everything, trying to diminish his name.
Right. And they're trying to hop.
I don't think
they're trying to
they
attach
meant to diminish his name, but they was trying to capitalize on
Absolutely.
the
Right, 'cause
momentum.
they're like, you know what? The movie didn't show this part. So if we show this,
Right.
we probably can,
Have our own spin on it.
Yeah.
Right.
People that
Or
didn't know
spin.
Michael Jackson be like, whoa,
Right.
now they got to pick a side, either the good side or that.
So are
and
you
that
saying-
ain't even true.
So are you saying you feel like the Clive biopic about to come out?
No, I see people
It's
on the
very
internet.
possible.
A friend of mine sent me something about Clive, and some girl did some deep diving into, Clive did this, and when Whitney Houston died, the party still went on, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yo, you putting too much responsibility on executives to take a moral stance
It's true.
on certain things. I am an executive. I don't know that person like that. This is business.
It's
I don't expect any executive, wherever I'm at, to take a personal,
Interest.
view or interest in my life. You know what I'm saying? If we grew up together, if we're friends like that,
Right.
then of course, okay, yeah. But
But if it's a business relationship, we're not
he's
friends.
an executive. I'm not saying he didn't love or like Whitney. I'm pretty sure he cared about Whitney. But at the point where she passed away, she was far gone from the Whitney that used to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She was far gone from that.
She was on her own path.
Yeah, she might have been on a path
She was
coming
on her
back,
own
but
path,
you know, so I see people like, he's a devil and he's this and he's that. Pretty much what Dame Dash be saying about
Leo Cohen.
Leo, and I don't believe that. I mean, look, okay, you know him just like I know him,
Right.
and I don't feel like that. He said, look, he's a culture vulture. I don't believe he's a culture vulture. How can you be a culture vulture if you started out with Def Jam before Def Jam even existed? You were with Rush Management.
He road managed.
And then Def Jam came out,
Yep.
and Leo Cohen was right there. So, and plus, and Rick Rubin. So, Rick Rubin's a culture vulture too,
Right.
right?
But no one really brings Rick Rubin up at
Because
all.
he's
They
quiet.
never-
He's real low key.
And that's what he's super low key.
And he's
You saw-
also really the talent.
Yeah, you saw he's about to do the documentary. He's about to do he's interviewing Jay-Z
Okay.
for the like a Jay-Z docu-series is coming out. 8-part docu-series.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
It's coming out on
Rubin's
HBO.
interviewing him.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. I mean, you know, and then look how they trying to diminish Jay-Z's character.
Yeah.
People judge this man based on things that they think they know, not what they know,
Right. You really never know.
not what they know. I mean, what's your opinion on that?
I think that we're human. I think that we're all human, and to say that I know who Jay-Z is now, 30 years later, after I've been spoken to him or been around him or worked with him after 25 years, we all evolve. I'm not the same person that I was back 25 years ago too. So we don't know how he's grown, and I do know challenges that people had with Rockefeller and him personally. I know situations that I've been through that I could be like, oh, I see your personality, but who knows who he is now? You know, I just know that I hope that he's happy. You know, like, because I know a lot of famous people that's not happy, and I've heard conversations, been a part of conversations where things were explained about them not being able to trust people and being valued properly by their label. So I hope he's in a space right now, and I'm sure he is. He's married, he has children. You know, I'm sure he's in a space right now that he's very happy. You know? I know everybody is not in that same situation, unfortunately.
That's real.
I believe a lot of it is hate. I believe a lot of it is confusion, not knowing. So they got to make up their own idea of who that person is. In the business, in the industry, there's very few people who are going to give you a fair share. Like, without you even, we wrote the song together. No. You wrote the hook. You some of the, the bridge. Boom, I wrote the verse. Boom, 50-50. Without you even putting up 50-50 or even asking for anything.
It's true.
Listen, 50-50.
It's hardly.
There's very few people that's going to do that, because you know what they're going to do? They're going to finish the song, and then the lawyers get involved. Well, how much did they? So were they there when the song was like established, and then they just came in and, well, what about this and what about that?
Well, it's a power dynamic, man. It's about who has the power and the leverage to be able to put their thumb on the scale to move the percentages in their direction. And so I don't believe that a lot of that is hate necessarily. I think there's a combination between hate and just the reality that people do get taken advantage of on some type of level. So I think that there needs to be balance. Is there going to ever be balance? It's not balance in anything in this life, unfortunately, unless we fight for it. So
of course,
you have to fight for it, and you have to be engaged. You have to educate yourself about the business before you go into it.
I agree with that.
But I'm not talking about.
I think that a lot of people are not educated when they start the business, and then that's what happens.
Yeah,
it's a lot of assumptions.
Right.
Yeah,
so it's a lot of
of course.
assumptions.
Yeah. And I'm not talking about the artists hating on them. I'm talking about the people, the public. The public will go on YouTube and see a couple of sound bites from
conspiracy theorists.
What's her name? Jaguar, right? And then
that's conspiracy theorists.
Dame Dash.
I ain't want to name no names. I just want to say
exactly. So and then Dame Dash will say, well, Jay this and Jay that and Jay this, and he's always been like that. So why you kept on messing with him? If you're so morally conscious and you're so, you're a stand-up guy, why you kept on messing with him? Why didn't you just say, yo, Jay, I can't deal with that, I'm out?
Because so many people at some level are opportunists in some situations.
Yeah.
Correct.
And he's not a star, Dame Dash. So, you don't become a household name without Jay-Z. Jay-Z doesn't become a household name without you.
Correct.
That's true.
You guys have a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
And I think that's what gets lost in that, and the fact that he's jealous, I think that, he got outsmarted. So maybe there is some jealousy because you got outsmarted, but it's not even that he also got outsmarted. We've all been around this man.
Yeah.
We all know his attitude.
Yeah.
It's but so long.
Yeah.
People are waiting for you to make that mistake where we could just
100%.
close the door on you.
Yeah.
So he
100%.
when you hear him speak, he's a brilliant man.
Oh, what?
Brilliant
Talk
man.
about that all the time
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Brilliant man. But his hubris is his downfall, and you have to also have relationships. And I mean, he fought to, like, I don't work for you, we're partners and all those things. And he's right, but it's a way that you go and you approach these things, because you still need to have relationships with people that have broader relationships than you, because nobody's big enough to get shut down. Nobody's protected in a way that, nothing's gonna happen to them.
That's a fact.
So
That's a fact. I mean, I don't know. I just hate the fact that, going back to Clive, it's all relative. It's all relative. Jay-Z's he's just
everybody's an offering of
yeah. It's like you're speaking about Clive. They're speaking about Clive after he died, and they're talking about the man like they know them. These are guys 20-some years old. Like they weren't even alive at the heyday.
Right.
At his heyday, they weren't even alive. They wouldn't even thought about it. Even if they were alive, they were babies. So where do you get your information from?
So what I would say is that You know, I've done some work with J Records, you know, and I've been around Clive, and I've not had a long conversation with him. It's been every conversation that I had with him was very short, and he was very, very kind. But I also didn't have that relationship with him where I got to see another side of him, because other producers that had deeper relationships with him told me their stories about what they had to deal with when they had to do in the disrespect, you know. So I've heard crazy things like, yo, he said that to you, and like my idols, like I'm talking to my idols. I'm not going to say
and in his defense, you heard one side.
Yeah.
So you don't know what put them in that space where he had to say, like, listen, because sometimes, let's keep it real, a lot of producers, a lot of artists, they get beside themselves and they think they're bigger than the mission.
They do sometimes.
And sometimes you gotta knock a person down a peg or two and let them know, like, listen, nah, there's 1,000 people just like you that will run here and do the same thing you're doing. So get in line, homie.
I will say that is the mentality, and that's what I say to a lot of people, is that, like, anytime people think this whole business is easy, like, people like, why don't you just work with this person? Why don't you just do that? I'm like, it's not that easy. I always say it's like the lotto. But there are some special people. There are people like Kanye West that you cannot replace. That's why you don't want a Kanye West to be in the position that he is, because even though he might go off the rails sometimes, he's somebody that you cannot replace because he has a unique talent and a unique skill set. And when people are like that, that's what scares them, because, like, then they can change the game. Do I think that they wanted 50 Cent to really blow up like that off that song, so the next time he has an album, he could demand what single he has? I don't think they want that. I think they want a certain level of control, and I think that's what we see nowadays. That's why we see a certain level of artists that's a baseline talent level, and now you really are replaceable, because I literally now can get anybody to do that now.
But
so I think that's changed.
That? Well, whose fault is that? I got a few opinions on it, huh?
There's fault both ways.
Okay, of course. That's what I'm saying. So okay, I'm gonna name a couple of people that are mega, they're super producers,
Right?
And they still get love to this day, and they will. I think they will continue to climb. Pharrell.
Okay.
Pharrell had enormous amount of success in fashion and in music. He had enormous amount of success.
You know the names that you're going to name, and the names that you're going to name are good guys.
Yes.
You're going to say Swiss
Beats.
I know. Come on, man. You're going to say good guys, man.
Listen.
You're going to say good guys, man.
But this is what I'm saying is this. Sometimes people are assholes.
Yeah.
A lot of the times. And then they don't tell you the full story. They're going to tell you their story. So sometimes you got to, like, yo, listen, hold on. Who are you talking to? And why are you 3 hours late?
I get it.
You're 3 hours late because you think you're the man.
Right. I get it. Yeah. I see.
But believe me, I
you
can get somebody else just as quick to take your place. You know who told me this? Caroline Distributions. Neil Levine.
Okay.
Neil Levine.
That's
I
one of
had
my
got.
mentors.
Remember Detroit Diamond?
Yeah, of course.
Detroit Diamond had got a deal with Neil. God bless the day. He got a deal with Penalty Records.
I remember that.
And we was in Justin's having a dinner meeting and all that, and I produced the records. And I'm sitting Neil is at the head. I'm sitting right here, head of the table. I'm sitting right here next to Neil. Detroit is at the other head of the table, and all the execs at A&R. G Money, not G Money. I forgot his name. The A&R who signed Detroit was sitting there too. So we talking, everybody talking, and he's like, so what are you trying to do with yourself? I said, I produce he said, yeah, I know you produce. What are you trying to do with yourself? I said, yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna produce his music. He said, listen, get yourself a production company. I said, a production company? At the time, I didn't know what a production company was. I was young, you know what I'm saying? 20s.
Yeah.
So I'm like, a production company? He said, yeah. He said, listen, labels are the machine, and producers are nothing more than prostitutes. That's what he told me. He said, because we can get $1 million. You get a production company, sign an artist under your company.
Right.
Now you're doing business.
Yep.
Now you're doing business. So when that being said, a lot of producers, they show up 3-4 hours late because they believe that it's about me. I'm that guy. I can show up 2-3 hours later. And then Clive might be on some, this is business. I don't care who you are. I don't care. You know who I've worked with you know what I'm saying? Come on. His track record is crazy.
No, I know you. I know what you're saying.
So he got to let people know that though.
And the person I'm talking about, he's somebody that is challenged. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it could. But the story he told me, it definitely was like, yo, like that's fucked up, yo. Like that's.
You should have ate it. You should have ate it and been like, because I'm pretty sure he did that to somebody else.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure of that. I've seen a lot of people that's right here that they will do something to a person that's right here, but then there's another guy that right here, and they will play humble pie and just listen to that person. So it's power dynamics.
Absolutely,
man.
absolutely.
And I just don't like the fact that people just talk about people like they really know and they've been around it, and you know, it's that's crazy, man.
They also said that Clive taught Diddy how to party. But I think Diddy was partying long before Clive came along. I'm just telling you what they said. They're like, oh,
Wow.
you know who taught him how to party?
You know what I feel about all of that?
That's what they said. But Diddy was, you know, from Howard University, Diddy was partying.
I feel
The
like
fake HU, because I went to Hampton, the real HU. But Diddy went to Howard. All right, go ahead.
I feel like if you get into this industry, you got to know who you are first. You have to be grounded in what you're willing to do and what you're willing to like accomplish and what you're willing to get your hands dirty with, because your hands are gonna have to get dirty at some type of level to be successful in this business, unfortunately. So how much of your morality are you willing to bend?
Yep.
So you have to have that conversation with yourself before you get in this industry. And like the people that don't, you know, you get blacklisted and you get pushed out.
That's what this whole show's about. The price of fame.
Yeah, it is the price.
You paying a price.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just don't know everybody pays a different price. Might be your time. It might be, you might sacrifice some things. You might do some things that you normally wouldn't do, but it's the price that you're gonna pay.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm not a man of many vices. You know what I'm saying? But like my vice was I wanted to make hit records. Right. You know, that was my vice. I just wanted to work. I just wanted to make music.
When did you know you wanted to be in the industry? Like at what point you said, "Wow, I could do this"?
You
always played.
I always played, but like I started producing when I was like 19. And like I said, I credit you guys for giving me an opportunity over there at the Hut to play my music on the speakers and stuff like that. And I always say that. And I mean, that's one of the reasons why I had to call you to come over to the Coliseum event, is because I wanted to show you some flowers for like y'all allowing me to have that platform to get out there. You know what I'm saying? So I forgot what my point was.
Now, when do you know that you want to be in the industry? Yeah,
so like, so just being around you guys, because you guys was always like 1 foot in. You know what I'm saying? Y'all always, everybody's coming to the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? All the artists or whatever. So I always wanted to just produce. I didn't really think about the industry like that because I'm an introvert. So I'm like a shy person. I'm laid back. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to be famous. I wanted to be an artist at first because I used to sing, dance, and all that stuff. But then just watching Michael Jackson, I'm like, I don't want that, yo. Like he looks unhappy. And you see all the big stars, they all kill themselves. They all on drugs. You know, I don't want that. So like, how can I still be in music and be in the background? Yeah. That's when I learned about production. And then I got my, from being hanging out in the barbershop, people like saw me, and that's like, how I got on with Irv eventually. So how
did you meet Irv?
I met Irv because you remember Piper that used to cut in the Hut with you guys? So Piper, my other guy, he went to school with me, and my man Jason, they knew Irv's brother. You know what I'm saying? So they knew Chris. So his neighbor knew Chris. So they set up that meeting. So I met with Chris and I met with Irv. Irv didn't like my music at first. And he was like, yo, if Rob mess with you, Lil Rob mess with you, then I'll mess with you. And I was like, yo, you the boss. Why you sending me somewhere else to see somebody else? And then he was like, nah, yo, if Rob, like, because if you play all those instruments, because I was playing bass, playing guitar, all this stuff on the records, he's like, yo, if you did all that, yo, if he like you, go to the dude house. It's my man Rob. Yo, I taught him how to play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He taught me how to DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to play ball together. And he saw me like, that's Fingaz, because he only knew me from my real name, Taiwan. So he was just like, yo, that's Fingaz. And I'm like, that's Lil Rob. And it was on since then. You know what I'm saying? So it was good. You know what I'm saying?
So when you made that first hit record, how did it feel?
Didn't feel like nothing, bro. Didn't feel like a goddamn thing, yo.
Why you say that?
Yo, first of all, like, I went from them not fucking with me at all So like as soon as Rob was like, "That's my man," you just seen Chris' eyes like it was like a twinkle in his like it's like he was like a robot, like because he went from the A&R like not fucking with you like face, you know the A&R I'm not fucking with you face to like oh all right yo it's like it's all up. It's like it's just like his
like
character. It was like I just and I knew I was already in no matter what at that point. And so like when I went to go see Irv the next time, I made a bunch of beats and I did all this music shit. And I made something because I asked him, I'm like, yo, what y'all did? And he was like, yo, we did Can I Get Her? And then I'm like, yo, what other producers you like? He's like, oh, Swiss, yo, and the Stop Drop was out at the time. So I put Stop Drop and Can I Get It together, and that's how I came up with the Holla Holla beat.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, so the water sound was the sound because I couldn't find it.
Oh,
so
crazy. Wow. Now I can hear it.
Yeah, so and then the drums boom, 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 that's the drum beat from so I just put those two things together. So I'm like, I bet you they like this. It took me 5 minutes to make that beat. It's the simplest beat I ever made in my life. No key signature, no nothing. I'm a classically trained musician.
Right, bro. And I heard that on the radio while I'm driving.
Yeah, so I play the beat and he goes crazy. He's like, yo, you didn't make that. I'm like, the one that took me 5 minutes. He's like, yo, that you didn't make that. So he calls Jay-Z immediately. So Jay's on the phone. He's like, yo, listen to this. He's playing it over the phone. He called LO, called Fox. He called everybody in the industry, DMX. So then DMX, like everybody wanted it. And so, but he was like, yo, I'm giving the X. X was working on the second album. So we fly out to LA. I'm chilling with Swiss and we both making beats. It was cool. You know, so X is right into it. But yo, for whatever reason, he didn't lay it down. So then he gave it to Ja, and that's how it came out.
Oh, that's crazy.
And so I was with Jay-Z, Ja Rule, Memphis Bleak. We was at Electric Lady. Irv had got because we recorded at Electric Lady. And, you know, they had the presser downstairs. So he pressed up the vinyl downstairs and took it over the Flex and drove back. And he's like, yo, Flex is about to play in like 5 minutes. So we just had the radio on. And everybody was going crazy. And he dropped the bomb. And I just was listening to like, what's next?
It felt like nothing.
It felt like nothing.
Come on, man.
Because unfortunately, and this is a lesson for young people, you have to live in the moment, man. Yo, like Stevie Wonder got the song Pastime Paradise, you know, Future Paradise. And when you live in a pastime paradise, you're depressed because you're just worried about what happened in the past and you're just focusing on that. And when you're worried about a future paradise, you have anxiety. You know what I'm saying? So I always had anxiety because I'm always thinking, what do I got to do next? I'm never living in the moment. You know, so that's something that I'm working on as an older man, like being in the moment. So I didn't enjoy any of that because it's just like, what's next? Because I had a sense of entitlement. We talked about that a little bit earlier. I had a sense of entitlement. Like I've worked and trained as this musician, you know what I'm saying? And that's how they treat, classically trained musicians, it's like they beat the hell out of you. It's not like how they deal with singers. They don't coddle you, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you literally get hit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you go through that. It's like, I know music more than y'all do. Yeah. I know exactly what we need to do. Y'all sound crazy.
This is out of key.
This is out of key. All this stuff. So I'm like getting right to it. And like, they like, you overproducing. I'm like, overproducing? Have you heard Stevie Wonder? Have you heard Gamble and Huff?
Well, that's,
But I'm not understanding the industry at the time. And my work ethic is not the same type of work ethic that they have because it's not needed.
It's not needed, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that that's wrong. It's just not needed to make money.
Right. You were overproducing a song, not leaving pockets for the person to do.
I don't believe. I still.
That's what they. That's what they say.
That's what they felt. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't understand composition. You know what I'm saying? They just used to just taking a sample and sample. Like I'm composing the song right there using the instruments from scratch. We don't need to sample nothing. I can create the sample myself.
Which is crazy. Which now with that you keep almost 100% of the record.
Yeah, well, unless people are stealing your publishing.
That's a whole other conversation.
We can talk about that.
That's a whole other conversation. You know what I'm saying? But I say just be in the moment, understand the business side of it. I understood the business side to a certain level, but when people start going above what you signed and start doing things under that, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of people just like had bad contracts. Like my contract, I knew what was in my contract. What happened was you started doing stuff outside of my contract. Right. That's the challenge.
Yeah. Greed.
Yeah,
greed is a mother.
That's a whole nother conversation.
And that's the industry. I mean, there's no Illuminati, none of that stuff. It's just greed, man. Power.
It's just that.
And you got to think about this. Money. You were young. He was young. They were young.
Yeah.
You give somebody millions of dollars at that age, You're gonna lose their mind. Especially we from the hood, man. We were not used to a lot of money at that level.
You're gonna keep trying to figure out how to get more. That's what it comes down to. Like, how can I get more?
Or you listen, he don't deserve that. I put him on.
It took me years to like, heal from that situation and just to forgive, that person. You know what I'm saying? It gave me, it took years for me to be able to like see a picture of him or a video of him and not be like, where's my gun? You know what I'm saying? Like, it took years, and like now I'm in a space where it's like, yo, I can appreciate the opportunity. Right. I can appreciate the access. I don't appreciate what I went through, and I don't appreciate being exploited. Mm-hmm. But I also like, yo, I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't have had the opportunity, because if I kept pressing on, I probably could have found a different situation, because I didn't really want to even make rock music. I wanted to make R&B. Like, I'm more of an R&B, jazzy type of soulful type of person. It's just hip hop is easy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I'm in the hood, so like my connections are the hood niggas. Yeah. Right. And so it's like, and I do like, I love hip hop, never a fan of rap music. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gotta be really, it gotta be really good rap for me to be like, all right, yo, that's cool. But I love hip hop, but we weren't doing hip hop. We were making rap music. Yeah. We ain't make hip hop since like 96. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was making rap music.
That's real.
Do you feel like there's any hip hop out right now?
Of course there is. Okay. You gotta find it.
Yeah.
It's not, they're not gonna put it in your face. I think everything's out there.
Mike Vegas, that Drake, he's on that. He said Drake is their biggest.
No, I like Drake. I like Drake. I'm not gonna lie. I like Kendrick too. I could appreciate both of them.
I don't think Drake is hip hop. I think he's pop.
I never said he wasn't hip. He was hip hop. I never said that.
I think he's a successful, great artist, and he's great at what he does. Yeah. But I think that the thing about Drake that makes him great is consistency, and his music is like this. I never say Drake's song is whack, and I never say Drake's song, oh my God, it's blowing my mind. It's like, yo, that's dope. It's consistently, oh, that's dope. It's never going to be like mind blowing. It's never going to be trash. And that's why he's around for
but think
almost
about
30
this.
years now.
I would love a career like that. You know why?
Absolutely.
Because going like this, you pick up stragglers here and there. Stragglers here and there. When you go like this and just go up, you're going to lose some people.
Absolutely.
You're going to lose some people, and then there's only one way to go.
You're going to crash down.
Just like Designer, just like Young M.A., dope artists.
Young M.A.'s back.
No. I'm not saying they're not back. I'm saying, no, she's not back at that. She's not.
She's back.
I don't feel like she's going to be back to do, I don't think she's going to be back to that.
Say it again. Do what?
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play?
Yeah. Nah. She ain't gonna be back to that. But what I'm saying is, when you gain success, I mean, really fast, it's hard to sustain that.
It's true.
Because you can't. You're just going straight up. It's like, how do you maintain? How do you maintain that trajectory?
So how do you mentally prepare for that success? There's no book for that.
Exactly. So a lot of artists who gain that, they never stay there. They start falling. But if you're like this and then it's going up a little bit like that, Jay-Z never had that. Jay-Z never had this.
He didn't. That's the thing that they talking about now. That's why
gradually.
That's why it's a whole thing where they're saying that Jay-Z has never been the greatest rapper ever in any era, because people don't feel like he had this.
Well, this is what I will say about Jay-Z. From being around him and seeing him rap with no cameras on, he's better than almost everybody.
I feel like that too.
That's a fact.
He's better than almost everybody. He's chilling.
He's
chilling. No, he's chilling. He's not going. He's not. Yo, I've seen him rap.
Right.
He don't do that. I've seen him rap on my beat and then be like, yo, and then say some bullshit, because he knows that's what people are going to be able to sing along with and say, and that's what's catchy.
Right.
He is nicer than almost everybody, and I've heard like almost everybody and been in there with everybody. Yo, he is not. He's one of the greatest rappers of all time.
That's a fact.
He doesn't like need to like be ill on records. He said it like it didn't make sense to rhyme like common sense. Right. He was telling y'all like I can do that. I can be ill, but like I've seen him do it. Like, so like we're not going to be like, yo, he's not the illest. He is one of the illest of all time.
That too.
He's the only artist. He might be him and Nas might be the only artist that the rappers prior to them look up to them, and the rappers after
Absolutely.
them look up to them. It's
Absolutely.
only this generation and a little bit before this generation that look at Jay-Z like, I'm better than him. I could do better than that. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not better than him.
But
you know
they're
how hard
delusional.
it is to sustain that stardom for that long? That long? Come
But
on.
skill set on
I
top
was just
of
gonna say that skill set.
They don't have the
Absolutely.
skill set. They don't have the vocabulary. They don't
discipline.
have the knowledge. When you think about the things that Nas was saying at 17, 18, 19 years old, the world view, the knowledge of what was happening in the world, not just the street game and the drug game, just knowing about mathematics and science and history. Yo, y'all don't know nothing about nothing. They don't even know who their president is half the time. They don't even know
I
who
just
they
saw something today. I still feel like it. To me, it is. I feel like Illmatic is still the greatest Nas album to me. But the only reason I feel that
You talking
way,
about the first album?
yeah, first album.
First album's
is because,
crazy.
yeah, I feel like it just changed everything.
I like the second album.
It's
though.
no skips.
You like it was written, but it was written with
The Fire Rule of the World? What was that?
Second album.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
that was
written.
crazy.
It was
The
dope.
first and
But
second album was crazy.
I just like the first album. I feel like it was like so raw and like you said, for like a kid at that time,
Yeah.
to be like talking about things on that level.
Yeah.
I think it's also because Illmatic was curated about the art, but he was on a major label and it was marketed to a certain audience. But then when he was written, the goal was to balance the art with the commercial.
That's when he got
appeal.
down with Trackmasters, right?
And he had Lauren on a record, which was already
He even had
successful with the
Dr.
Fugees.
Drake produced one.
They
of
did a
those
great
records,
job.
too.
They did a great job at that.
I still say that Biggie's first album, no skips. I think that
Of course.
Jay-Z's
Yeah.
first
Of
album,
course.
no skips, and I think that Nas'
course.
first album, no skips.
It's
And
only
I skip things on the other
Now-
albums, no matter. Yo, I skip things on Tribe's third album because I don't. The second album is the first album for me. Low in Theory.
We
That's
was
the,
talking about
Theory
that
was
too.
you know what I'm
incredible.
saying.
Yeah.
But like, yo, Midnight Marauder probably was produced better, but there's some songs I skip on.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
You know, now that's the thing. It's a couple of artists out here that they have classic albums. Jay-Z, right? Biggie, Nas, Jeezy, Rick Ross.
Raekwon.
T.I.
We built
Oh, yeah.
from
Yes,
Links.
only built from Cuban links. Classic. I'm talking about you could play it from the beginning
We
to
always
the end.
forget LL too, man. But
course,
LL has
of
some
course.
skips though. You know, he
Yeah,
has
but
some
but,
skips.
but LL never. I don't know if LL had a classic album.
Mama said knock you out.
I don't know. I'm a big fan
Mama
of
said,
LL.
Mama,
I like LL,
Mama
but
said
I'm
knock
just-
you out, man.
The
Listen to
whole
it again,
entire
son.
album, I don't know.
Man.
Even Milky cereal, yo,
What?
like how you just talked about the cereals in the story.
Pink
What?
cookies in a plastic bag.
No.
Well, I still don't know what the hell he was talking
Getting
about.
crushed by a building. You know what he said he was
That
talking
was
about?
was that Walking with a Panther?
No, do you know what he said he was talking about?
What?
In that song?
I thought you were talking about a girl.
No, he
talking about
said he
sex.
don't know. He was
He's-
high.
Yeah,
He
oh,
said-
yo, son.
it wasn't
let me
about
tell
nothing.
you. Let me tell you something. Yo, Buster told me the same thing. Yo, we was in a club. We was chilling. Yo, cause I just like your Buster's an old dude, man. Like, yo, he made me work so hard to get on his
Buster's
album.
nice too. I can't get that.
Yo, his albums is crazy,
He's
too.
nicer than
Mad
a lot
people.
of. I'm talking about from his day and now.
Yeah,
he will.
bust people and on stage.
It's just so
On stage.
On
best
stage.
performance ever.
Best performer of all
Best
time.
performer ever.
But he told me the same thing. Yo, I asked him. I said, "Yo, chocolate chocolate or chocolate chicken? What did that mean?" He's like, "Yo, I don't know, man. I was high, man."
Chocolate, chocolate
I'm like,
chicken.
yo, what was that?
You know what? Yo, scenario.
Yeah,
Yo.
scenarios.
Oh my God, man! Listen.
Who did that beat? Who did the?
The original was
That was the second
Tip.
one.
And then the
It was?
remix
It was scenario
was-
part
it
two,
was 10,
and,
though.
shit. And then my man Ho was on the second one.
Rest in peace.
Rest in
man.
peace, Hood. Yeah.
He was about to be a monster because that
Yes.
verse was crazy.
Yeah.
He said, 2 tears in the bucket. Effort, kick the can. Say what? Say what?
I'm
I'm
a
a bad, bad man. Woo-hoo. That was
Nah,
my
his
guy,
his
bro.
verse was crazy.
I called him up one day. I was like, yo, the day he got killed. I called him up. I was like, yo, Hood. I said, yo, I'm looking. Not, I didn't speak to him.
Yeah.
His girl answered the phone and told me what happened.
Damn.
And he tried
crazy.
to looked out for some dude. He beat up some guy that was trying to beat his man at a laundromat.
Oh,
And the dude came back with a gun and shot him.
that's crazy, man.
Yeah,
I just knew he was going
Rest
to
in
take off
peace,
from
Hood.
that.
Yeah,
verse.
he was out of here.
He was out of here, man.
He's out of
That
it.
verse is infamous now, man.
Yeah,
Word.
yeah, crazy. But,
I
you
got a
know,
question for Fingers. You know,
Yes,
going
sir.
back to your history with Murder Inc., as you was referring to
Yeah.
the hip hop contributions you did, and that you wanted to do more R&B. Considering that some of the Murder Inc.'s biggest records were R&B records, like Ashanti's work and Lloyd, and How much of that did you contribute to that I may not know about in terms of your resume?
Nothing, because they blacklisted me around that period of time. Yeah, that's when that's so during that.
I never knew that.
I was there I was there the first day that Ashanti came to office and the day that they decided to sign her. At that time, 7 wasn't there yet. You know, so I was primarily developing her. You know, like because I'm the only musician there.
Right.
So Shanti was at my house every day. Like we were very close. My ex-girlfriend's outfit that she wore at the ASCAP award, that's the same outfit she wore in her first video, Foolish.
Oh, that's
like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but what happened was we had all these great songs. I had ballads. I was very, very excited about the work that we were doing. And I was going through whatever I was going through with Irv at the time. And I was supposed to have 3 songs on Ja Rule's second album. And he took them off. I found out during the mastering. That was a whole nother conversation. It was not a great day, you know what I'm saying? For a lot of other reasons, some foolishness, you know what I'm saying? Like on some street shit. And then there was this whole situation with the money, you know, and the publishing and whatever. And so all the songs I had that I was doing with Shanti, they took them off. And in the argument, they was like, "Yeah, we don't care that you got the best songs or whatever."
It was a control thing then, basically.
Yeah.
Hence, Clive and producer, they feel like, you know, Clive, not say Clive did, but sometimes it's like, yo, oh yeah, okay, so, oh yeah, so you think it's just about, so I'm going to show you. Yeah. It'll be ego.
But I believe, you know, like, I just believe that the situation with me and Irv was just about control, you know, and I think that any other producer that was signed to Murder Inc. will say the same thing. We all had the same experience. I think I had it the worst, and I think everybody will say, I went through it the worst out of everybody. You know, everybody went through the same thing, but me and Rob had all the placements. You know, between me and Rob in the beginning, when they first started, we had all the placements. So when I'm finding out that you're doing a publishing deal with my publishing, you know, like that's not outside of the deal that we have. You know, so you're trying to take 25% of my 50%. You know, that we agreed to under the table. And
that's because he was the executive producer, so he tried to like basically own your rights of your composition.
Well, it just felt like he just could do it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because he's like, they don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? So they tried to send me different split sheets now, that me to sign off a different split sheet, giving up my rights. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. And then I found out that you're doing this publishing deal at the BMI Awards, you know, and so when I find that out, then we're gonna have an argument. We're gonna have an argument about that. Right. And from that point, you know, things really didn't work out. Right. You know, and on top of that, what I will say is that Irv did not have to shop beats anymore once he got Murder Inc. Once he got the check for Murder Inc. And I was never mad at that. You know, because at the time, like when you have your own label and you have your own artist, why do you want to do that tap dancing? Because I've seen him do the tap dancing, like sell our music, you know, like he got tap dancing to do it. So now you don't got to do that dance no more. You got your own artist. But like for me, if we only have, at the time, it was only Ja Rule. It was nobody else working on an album. Nobody else had a budget. And then Ashanti was starting to come in, but her budget wasn't open yet. How am I supposed to create an income for myself with just one artist? It's 4 other producers here. 5 other producers here.
So you're competing with that.
We already was out there working with everybody else. Can we continue to just do that? Or allow me to do that myself and I'll still give you a percentage if I shot my own thing. We had that conversation. He said I could, but then that's when I found out going to different labels. I went from selling like 30 joints in 1 month to like not having any placements. And everybody will tell you, you know, I was nothing to play with, you know, like on the production side. Nothing to play with. And I was, you know, they call me the Jackmaster because I can make anything.
Let's not put that in the past tense. You still got it, brother.
Well, you know, it is what it is. But
if it's in you, that's forever, brother. You know, as a fellow musician, I want to say that to you.
I just don't care anymore.
I understand. That's the industry, though.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. Like it's like I'm at a place now with music where it's like, I've kind of like, yo, the world has shifted. We got AI going on. The music industry don't got no money in it anymore. Yo, the people that I wanted to work with, that I was proud to work with, they're all dead and gone. Yo, the goals that I had that time has passed. Like, can I still do it? Can I bust ass? I think I can. I think we all can. I don't look at myself as that anyway. I'm a vessel. You know, like this is not me. It's not none of us. You know, I think that's the problem with a lot of people is they think it's them.
Right.
Like, no, we vessels. We just let it come out. You know.
I relate as a fellow creative to everything you're saying, though. Absolutely.
Now, do you believe in karma?
Yeah, I believe in karma.
You think 50 was the karma?
That's difficult.
Because let me rephrase that.
That's difficult.
Let me rephrase that. I heard somebody say
man.
the other day that every culture had a regime that conquered,
You're right.
and the regime never sustains itself. It's always
250 years is a whole new different.
Exactly, a new regime.
Yeah,
so,
America's up at 250
exactly,
years.
Exactly. So sometimes you can get beside yourself. You'll think that you're above everything, and then one person could come and change the power dynamic. I mean, look at Bad Boy, look at Death Row. You know what I'm saying? It could continue to go on. Look at Rough Riders. Look, it's everyone. Look at even Cash Money.
I've done my best not to say negative things about Irv over the last 25
No, I'm
years.
not saying you have to say anything.
No. I'm no. What I will say. I've tried my best to not make that public what I went through. You know what I'm saying? I was at some point. Matter of fact, actually, last year I was gonna actually do a documentary and talk about this and really go into detail about everything I went through. But then he died. Right. And then when he died, it's like, nah, I can't do that now because like he can't defend himself. You know, like he can't I'm not gonna be on some I'm gonna tell I can only say from my perspective what happened, because what I wanna be is I wanna be fair. I wanna be, because he doesn't have the opportunity to defend himself, you know. I mean, his brother's alive, and I can talk to his brother, and his brother could defend him for him if and we can. But I don't want to have a conversation in deep detail without having Chris involved. At least he can hold down his brother, and we can man to man have conversation, because I'm not even in a place of anger anymore about it, because I'm living my life, I'm enjoying my life now. So as far as karma, I think that there is karma in life, and I think that 50 Cent, it could have been some of the things to tail down and stop what happened with that movement. I don't know if that was fair though, because I being there, you know, as much as I don't got no beef with 50, I don't think that I think he manufactured that beef. And I think that Ja Rule, which is probably the one few rapper that I know that's a regular guy. He never was on some extra gangster, extra hard. I
think he got pulled into that. It wasn't nothing to do with Ja Rule. It was, but it got bigger than Ja Rule. It got
way bigger for no reason.
Because it wouldn't have got bigger if they didn't, if that didn't happen.
I was there the day that all the things happened. I was there the day that the handshake didn't happen down right there.
Exactly, right around the corner.
But what y'all wasn't there for was I was working with Proswell. And Proswell was signed to Columbia, and they both was on the same label. They had the same A&R. Shout out to Elnell. And they both was working with Trackmasters. I got a relationship with Proswell at the time where he saw my musicianship, and he fell in love with what I was doing. And I was only supposed to do 2 songs with Proswell, and then now we're doing 6 songs, 7 songs. Right. So we're taking away some of Trackmaster's budget now. God knows I don't even know what Irv is charging up front, because he's telling me he's charging 15 or he's charging 20 and we're getting 10, but then later on find out that he's charging 60 or whatever. So he's eating up that budget. Right. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta be like, yo, we gotta shut this down. So while we're at the old Hit Factory, through the speakers we hear Murder, I Don't Believe You. By the time that I got cool with Proswell, since I got this relationship with Proswell and kept working with him, yo, Ja would come to the sessions that I was doing with Proswell. Then they got a relationship with each other, and they even did a movie together. Yeah. So while we're chilling, Ja comes to that session. We're in the lounge chilling, eating, and we hear it coming through the wall. Right. So I've never seen Ja get mad like this before. Irv is laughing. Me and Irv because that was when he did Time to Rob, all these records dissing everybody. So that's what he was doing. He was doing that to get his buzz up. So we he got us now. He's doing us. Right. So we laughing. Yo, he was not happy. He was not happy about it. So he was really mad. So Irv seen that he was really mad. So Irv, I'm gonna keep it 100. Irv held it down. Irv was like, let's go talk to 50. So we went around the corner, we knocked on the door, and Fifth was like, yo, what's up? What's up, Irv? He's like, yo, man. Irv was like, yo, what's up with this record? And he's like, yo, what record? This Murder, I Don't Believe You record. He's like, oh no, it's not about y'all. He was like, yo, son, yo, Irv looked at him like, yo, come on, man. He's like, no, yo, for real, yo, I'm just saying, yo. And so he's like, yo, and I mean, if it was an anime, Ja Rule face would have been like, like he was on fire, yo. He was on fire, man. I ain't never seen that man so mad in his life.
That's the same thing that happened with Suge. When Diddy said, he asked Suge, like, oh, like, who were you talking about at the Source Awards? And he was like, oh, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah. So
he told me to my face.
So Irv was like, yo, don't put out that record. And he was like, yo, I'm not gonna put out the record. And then next week Friday we heard the so then, you know, that's what really escalated that whole situation to what it was. So unfortunately, these men are gonna have beef for the rest of their life. We're all in our 50s now, and it's sad, you know. We should all just grow up and just let it go. And I mean, it's hard to say.
No.
It's hard to say because a lot of stuff happened. Stabbing, shootings happen. So it's hard to be like, yo, let's get over it. You know. But at some point, you know, if I keep hating you, that's like poisoning myself.
Of course,
I drink that.
Right. Of course.
So trust me,
you just move on.
So
like, I'm never gonna deal with you in life. You're never gonna deal
because
with me.
I was stuck because of my hatred of Irv Gotti. Mm-hmm. Stuck. You know what I'm saying? So I had to release that so I can move forward, so I can enjoy the rest of my life.
I feel the same way. Yeah. Sometimes you occupy space inside your head and your heart about that person, and you're just like, why?
Yeah.
Why I did this, I did that, and I played the fair game, and you didn't play fair with me, and you. Yeah. It's like, yo, bro, listen, your journey, you got to take a different journey, different path to reach your destination.
Yeah, that's all that was. You know? So I wish that I would have been able to understand that part for myself, releasing that anger and finding a different way and just not feeling like, oh, yo, life is over. You know, like, you know, at that period of time, that's what it felt like. It felt like, yo, you're taking everything away from me. I just bought a house, you know, I got a mother to take care of, I got a girlfriend to take care of, you know, I have my own aspirations of what I want to do, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, it feels like all that's being taken away from you. So, and then when you know that I wasn't acting Hollywood, all I did was come to work. I didn't want to go party. I just wanted to be a responsible adult. I didn't buy no jewelry. I didn't buy no chains. I didn't do all this stuff. I wasn't taking advance like other people. Yo, you owed me what you owed me, and then you wasn't paying me that. And then on top of that, now you're stealing what I didn't have, you know what I'm saying, like my publishing and stuff like that. So it was tough for me, you know what I'm saying, because like, how am I going to survive? Because I've done everything in my life to train myself to be the best producer I possibly can. And that's the only thing that I wanted to do. And that was my identity. I had a whole conversation about identity before. I think identity is the worst thing that you could do is have an identity. Because now, look, now I'm a social media influencer, which... Once again,
but you got a story to tell, you got experience. So transition into that should be easy.
Yeah, but it's like once again, it's not an identity because all of a sudden the algorithm could be like, I'm not pushing yourself out, and now you're not influencing anymore.
That's true.
So you got to switch.
So my thing
almost every time the algorithm switches up, you got to switch up with it.
So it's just like, it's just like, yo, just live life. See what you're interested in. Be flexible to change. And like when we talk about the AI music, it's like, personally, I hate it. I hate everything about it. But then I have to, like, is that my ego? Is that my ego that doesn't like it?
I feel like AI music, it sounds good just for shits and giggles. Oh, that's a dope song. And then that's it. There's no soul to it.
But what happened when they start putting the soul to it? What happened?
It was
even a thing like recently, I was reading an article where like even Elon Musk was saying like AI needs to be stopped. Him saying it needs to be slowed down. So it's crazy that he's saying that. Yeah. He's like, because it's going to take over everything. He was like, at the speed that he sees it growing,
absolutely.
He was like, it's going to take over every industry. Like everything's going to get taken over. So we need to find a way to kind of reverse it.
And that's what I'm saying. How do we find the balance, and how do we find where we find our humanity at in this world if everything's going to be replaced by AI and robotics?
You know what? You know, great. Just being a great artist. That AI can't take that away. AI can never take that away.
I totally agree.
The mediocrity of music, that's gonna fall to the side. If you're a great,
when is the mediocrity?
No.
People have been allowed to listen to this bullshit ass music for the last 25 years. The same drum sounds, the same exact rhythm, the same tempos.
When the last time you heard a Finger Snap song? that genre where it was like that genre.
Because they won't allow.
No, but I'm just saying, you heard it, right? You heard it, and now it's like you don't hear it anymore. Just like disco. Disco was a big thing. And punk rock. Punk rock was a big thing. And then it comes in, it sustains itself for a little while, and then it falls to the side. Great music will always be here. Great music will forever be here.
I can't tell you the last time I heard a commercially put out song. Something that I didn't have to like find by accident or deep dive. That makes me be like, I'm not inspired because nothing. Yo, when Rockwilder was out making beats, I knew I had to be like, I would listen to something Rockwilder did, like, oh yeah, I got you, son.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was.
Like, right. It's like you have to dig for it now.
Nothing's inspiring me. Nothing's making me feel like I gotta get out and touch my drum machine and do anything. Like nothing. Like what am I gonna do? Like I'm gonna make the same thing that everybody else is doing. Like,
well, you can't. I feel like it's hard to get inspired, but sometimes you gotta inspire yourself. I tell my son that all the time. He's 14. I'm like, listen, you stop. Don't compare yourself to other people because when they fall, then what are you gonna do? I said you gotta constantly compare yourself to the last thing you made. Like, okay, I'm gonna outdo that. I'm gonna do better, and then you could be inspired by certain people. Of course, you're gonna be inspired, but it's that road is dangerous.
I'm not saying that you have to be inspired by other people all the time. What I'm saying is the other flip side of that is that it doesn't seem like people appreciate the value of what you bring when you put the work into it. So if I spent 7 hours making an arrangement, writing out the sheet music, playing the sax part, doing all this stuff, and people like, because they just hear the body of work. They don't see the work that you put in, and they don't feel the emotions of it because they're not connected to your own emotions anymore. So like then you make a beat like Holla Holla that you did in 5 minutes, and then that sells, and that makes now you like, yo, it don't make no sense.
But now I feel
it don't make no sense to put that much work into it.
So I'm the same way. Like I hate social media sometimes, and then sometimes I feel like it's good. Now something like you just said,
right?
It's a good social media thing, right? So say you put all that on social media, and someone saw that from beginning to end, they're gonna be like, wow.
Nope.
He did all of that. I'm just saying, they're going to be like, wow, he did all of that to get to here.
Because I post that and it gets 20 likes, and I post that Burger King is closing and it got 10,000 likes.
You're correct.
Yo, that's the
so what am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like
the algorithm jump on the negative. That's what it is.
And once again, not to compare to other people, but like not to say that I'm the greatest musician of all time. I think that I'm one of the best producers of all time. I don't think I'm one of the greatest musicians of all time. I'm a decent musician. But I think my musicianship is on the same level as other creators that their joints go. But it's just like, Instagram is like, no, we're not going to show your music. You can talk about you can talk about politics, you can talk about that, and we'll push that, what you want to do in the community, but we're not going to push anything that you do music-wise. So it's like, who knows?
You got to keep.
But it's like an algorithm, man. The algorithm. If you're putting that out there once or twice.
No, I remember that's what I was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I was doing, and nobody cared. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't think that people. Really?
I know I would be super interested in that.
Oh, I appreciate it.
You know,
I'm gonna do one tomorrow.
Yeah. Like me seeing that, I would be like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Because I always tell them, like, everyone laughs at me, but I'm like a connoisseur of like music. Like I love music,
right.
So that's why we always go back and forth. I hate to keep bringing his name up. I always say it like every episode. I hate that I do this all the time. But like a Drake to me is like cookie cutter.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's not what I like. You know what I mean? I don't like when another artist has to write another artist's music. Like I don't, it's certain things I don't like.
I'm looking at Shook's face right now.
I'm just telling you.
I was looking at Shook's face the whole time. You was just saying
I knew you was going down this path.
So me seeing someone go from beginning to end and showing how they play every instrument and how they did everything. I love art, the art form.
He didn't have people helping him with songs at the beginning. Once you get in the game, it's hard to sustain yourself.
I know.
This is a music business. Why is it that R&B and other genres can have 5 or 6 writers? Right. But hip hop, if you help me with a hook here, you help me with a little verse right there.
The culture is just different, though.
Right. It's a different culture.
See, that's what we got to change. That's why hip hop, we don't have older rappers because of the culture.
We have older rappers.
No, we
now.
don't.
Yeah.
How many older rappers you
I
listen
don't.
to?
Jim
How many?
Jones is an old rapper.
First of
He's
all,
like-
he's come on, come on. Let's not even think
we
about
got
Jim
old
Jones.
Fabolous.
We not. That's Fab is not.
Old
Listen,
rapper.
see, you keep naming.
Old.
Damn.
Do we have a
Now, compared to, you know what I mean? Like, we're
all
in
the
that
I know. I was
Eagles-
like, damn, Fabolous came out like yesterday to me.
We're
Oh,
in that
is Nirvana?
bracket.
Is Nirvana
crazy.
still on tour? Yes.
It's
You
crazy
said what?
because
Eagles,
like hip
Nirvana,
hop
is it
artists
still
is
on
like
tour?
dog years.
Is the Eagles still on tour?
Yeah.
Was Kiss still on tour?
Yeah.
Who do we have at that age? You know, a little bit up because hip hop is not as old as
Right. 50
that
years
genre.
old. Phil, 50,
But who do we
60,
have
7 years old.
that's still doing shows with great success, selling out arenas?
I saw Kid and Play. Stop.
You know who could
You
do it,
know what I'm
though?
saying?
Public Enemy could still do a show. Had they? Had
I don't know if they have enough
Nah,
songs.
the
to
only
do it.
people
They're
that
on-
can sell out the arena is Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah,
man.
Jay-Z and Nas.
for
That's the
sure.
only people that
Yeah,
can
And then
sell
they be giving them problems. Like, oh well, yeah.
I don't even think that Snoop could do a whole tour arena by
Snoop got
himself.
enough hits. He got enough
I don't
hits.
think he'd do it.
We saw 50 do a world tour.
Well, 50's
50's
different.
too.
50's a
We saw him do a
machine. He's
world
a
tour.
different guy. He got a lot of music. Got a lot of hits. He got a lot of hits.
got-
But I understand what you're
catalog.
saying. Wu-Tang can do a world tour.
Wu-Tang can.
Could they
But I
pack
don't
out the
know.
Madison Square Garden and all the arenas by themselves? I don't know.
No, now if they went to Japan or China,
They have to.
they
They have
selling
to
out.
still
They have to
couple up
have
with somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
They have to have a lineup. Yep.
Yeah.
Jay-Z and Nas are the only two people right now that I could think, and maybe Drake is the only because Drake is now getting older. So.
Yeah, he's getting old.
And
He's not
so-
old yet though. He's still
And Nas is my guy, but
And, oh yeah, Kanye could do it.
yeah,
yeah,
Kanye can
Kanye's
do it.
doing it
Kanye
now
can
as we speak.
Yeah,
Yeah,
doing it.
Kanye.
He-
But
Even
I see
with
what
the
you're saying.
politics.
You saying like Big Daddy Kane is
yeah,
not packing out.
yeah.
in the
We
arena.
should have
Cool
we
G
don't-
Rap is not packing
because
in
of
the
our
arena.
culture. We put limitations on how do you make great music.
Well, I
he
agree
didn't
with
write
that.
it. No.
I agree.
I
He
agree
just-
with that.
It's crazy. We're
true.
stopping money. We're stopping money because
Ageism.
yeah,
No, I'm just telling what I like. I like, you know.
you're a hater. That's what it is.
I love the music business, but me as a music fan, as I want to hit it, like I want to.
And you know, so that's like that. You know what that is? That's genocide. That's light skin on light skin crime.
Wow. Damn.
What you're doing.
Damn.
That's what that
It's
is.
no
Hate to
such
see it.
thing. Like it's no such thing as black on black crime.
No,
it
well,
doesn't exist.
Well, I made it up. Light skin on light skin crime.
It
You should be
doesn't
happy
exist.
Drake is where
It's-
he at.
You know, it is.
Drake is not whack. Drake is not whack. He's not
No,
whack.
He's definitely not whack.
He's
for
not
sure.
whack.
I know.
When he first came in, people didn't even understand what he was doing. He kind of like, I didn't say he created his own genre, but what he was doing was
did.
different at that time, and people were hating on him
It's kind of like
based on
like
his.
the band Lauryn Hill. He was like the man version of Lauryn Hill back then.
I don't know about that.
Wilson Wood. Yeah, yo, we said it at the same time.
only
I don't know
analogy-
about that,
only
though. I don't know
analogy
about
he was rapping
that.
and he was
Listen,
singing.
Lauryn Hill's in the
Yeah,
class
this is
by
a whole
herself.
different thing.
The
Like,
only
she was
analogy
hip hop.
that you
Yeah.
could say
That's
that
hip-hop.
aligns
Yeah, yeah.
that in that way is
And that's what you
rapping
said
and
when Drake
singing.
first came out. He was hip hop.
No,
That's what you're
what
saying.
I'm saying, I didn't say that. I said Lauryn Hill is in a class by herself. She is hip hop. She is hip hop,
That's
and
it.
she just so happened to be able to be a great singer too. So, and she had writers
She did.
and producers.
And producers.
She did.
That
She had
produced
help.
because that first album she got sued for. Remember
Absolutely.
that?
And that's why I don't put Lauryn Hill in no top 10 list. I don't
She's
have
my
her
top 10 female,
I don't have her
yeah.
in no top 10 list.
Definitely my top 10 female.
But I do like Lauryn Hill as an artist. But
She's official, man.
Drake is nowhere near in the same conversation because that's pop.
Yeah.
That's pop rap music, which is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And I'm at the point where
But we need that. We need different
Absolutely.
genres.
Absolutely.
We need that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'm not saying we don't need it, and I'm not saying it's wrong.
And
I'm clearly
I
saying
wouldn't put him.
what I like.
I wouldn't put him all the way pop.
I'm clearly saying
I
what
would put
like.
him. He is a popular culture, yes, but I wouldn't put him all the way pop because he makes his music is he makes some really good music. That album, the last album, has got some great songs on it.
I think he's pop rap. I'm not going to think of.
You know why I look at pop rap? Vanilla Ice, Young MC, those type of dudes.
No one knows.
He's
about
not
this.
those dudes.
well, he's not that.
Yeah.
He's
That's
not
what I'm
that.
saying.
He's not that.
Come on, he's not that. He's not that.
He's
So
not. Uh-oh. Here come the hammer.
yeah,
Uh-oh.
that's pop.
Put me in the mix.
That's pop. That's pop. You know, and I just feel like I just feel like you know who messed to me. This is me. When I was first shopping beats, and I first going to Jive. I went to Jive Records, and I played some music. And the A&R told. This is how I knew the music industry was going to go
Changing.
downhill, changing. It's going to go downhill. I played him music, and he said, "Yo, I like it, man. Yo, can you make me something like Q-Tip, Tribe Called Quest?" I was like, "Yo, I'm not Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
I'm not Tribe Called Quest,
Right.
man. You want me to make something like Tribe Called Quest? That's what they do. I'm not them." So then, over time, yo, you got to get a sound like this, or you got to get a song like this, and everybody's trying to chase the hit record instead of trying to create a hit record.
I blame Puffy for that. You know, like I blame Puffy for the end of R&B.
Take that.
Yeah, because I believe a great idea of doing the blend tape situation with the R&B, the boom bap beat with the R&B joint, like the lyrics on top of it, like mixtape style. Yo, that ruined everything, because then now we just chasing that, because that commercial success. Now we all chasing that. Like, I think what happened was, you know, like the executives looked at the music industry and they're like, yo, these guys, they're making money again. How can we diminish this and we can bring this level down, because these guys are starting to charge all this money again? Because when they first started with hip hop, they was paying producers $5,000 for a beat. Right before that, you know what I'm saying? Like in the 70s, you got Gamble and Huff, $500,000 per song, because they got a whole orchestra. So I think that's the reason why they got on hip hop in the first place. Like, let's move away from this. Then you got all the instruments out of school. Nobody learned how to instrument. It's a plan. You know what I'm saying? It's a plan. And so now we're back to charging that amount of money. How can we diminish it again? So we're gonna make everybody do the same thing, so nobody has value. Back to that not being special. If everybody looks the same, then we can just choose anybody, and we can keep a corner on the market of what we want to pay for it. That's what I feel like.
I can agree to some degree. I feel like it's all about money.
It's always
at the end of the day.
Yep.
It's always all about money.
Basically.
But right now, a lot of people say independent, and you could scream that out till you're blue in the face, but everybody's not built to be an independent artist.
Right.
And a lot of people are having great success. The way they make money now is it surpasses generations before them and before that. But the industry is giving people $25,000 deals, $30,000 deals, $50,000 deals, locking them in to the first deal, and then they locking them in for 4 or 5 albums,
360,
bleeding them, and then I made like 50, 60 million off of $50,000, $25,000. That was the best deal possible. Like, if it doesn't work, they're signing like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 artists a day. A day. Think about that. So all the artists, one of them has to hit. 1 out of 10 has to hit. Think about it, $25,000 deal, 10 artists, $250,000. That's not even a budget back in the 90s.
It's not.
It's not even a budget.
Right.
So if I sign 10 artists and one of them sticks, I made my money back.
Right. And then it's so much other
And the
stuff
way
you
they
can do
put
with
shit
that.
on, they put that single on a movie, commercial,
That's it,
that, video game. They made their money back
Absolutely.
a gazillion times, all for $25,000.
Yeah, but the artists ain't making no money though.
But the artists ain't making no money because they got to recoup and they got to tell you this and they tell you that. So
And the money ain't the money that it used to be. Just the fact that you're not selling a physical product now is just intellectual property. You know what I'm saying?
well, what you mean? The money is money in the industry. It's money in music, but they're holding on to the money.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not the same amount, because like if I got X amount of streams versus X amount of physical sales, I'll take that physical sale.
Oh yeah, I don't like the streaming.
Oh yeah,
I don't
and
like
then on
that.
top of that,
Changed everything.
and then on top of that, look at what they did to the videos. So we don't got MTV anymore. I was getting $4 to spend on MTV when they was playing my videos. So like that's where you're getting your money from. So now MTV don't play videos, BET don't play videos. That's a whole revenue stream now I'm missing out on. That's gone. That was the good money. That was in cents on the dollar. That was in 7 cents. That was in 30 cents.
But
that was
do people
$4.
look at videos anymore
Oh yeah,
They do.
There's still video.
YouTube.
on YouTube? But it ain't like a.
There's network streaming though. There's Vivo. They have an actual streaming channel that programs. It reminds you of MTV if you look at it. It's a free channel you can get on your smart TV.
Yeah, it is. And then Vivo's, I think they have a YouTube channel too. So you
I thought YouTube was.
But that payout ain't the
No.
same.
Vivo.
Ain't
Oh, the
$4
payout ain't the same. I don't like that. I don't agree with that.
Social media and everything took over. It diminished that.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy?
Diminished art.
These artists, think about this. Artists say, "Oh yeah, I'm independent," but they don't know how to take advantage of being independent.
Right.
So if you're independent, and like I said, you get, let's say You got 1 million subscribers or 500,000 subscribers. 500,000. Now that might not be a lot to a lot of people. 500,000 can change your life because you're selling merch, and if 10% of that 500,000 buys your merch, you made $200,000.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You made 200,000. No, $2 million now, not 200,000. 2 million off of 50,000 people that bought your merch because they're grassroots following people. Because I hate the fact that the industry tells you, oh, well, how's his following? What do you mean how's his following? Forget the following. He's a great artist.
Well, they don't care.
He's a great artist. So
don't care
now,
about that.
when you have 1 million followers, that don't mean that's not going to equate to you're going to sell 1 million records. Just going to have 1 million followers.
But you know what? Now since we're doing 360, now even if you're a trash ass artist that can't sing or rap, at least now people like you, and I can brand you, and I can put you with brands and put your trash ass song on these different brands, and I can make my money back that way because now we're a marketing company now. We're not just a label anymore.
But are they doing that with pop artists? Are they doing that with country artists? Are they doing that in other genres of music?
That's a whole other conversation. You know, they're attacking us. They're always going to attack us because they don't want us to make no money. So this is a way that black people get out the hood. This is a way black people can empower their community. Yeah, we gotta shut that down.
Put your mic down.
And we gotta shut down, like, you know, the messaging. You know, that's why it's only one style of music that's being pushed commercialized.
Yeah.
That's why it's only all this drill, kill.
Yeah.
Because like when we had diversity, I could choose to listen to Onyx, or I could choose to listen to Tribe or De La. We don't have that commercial decision making anymore.
Whose fault is that? Because think about it. You say
we didn't own the labels to be able to control that. Now, if we want to put
I'm talking about now.
Now we don't. Now it doesn't matter.
So think about it. If you're saying you're independent, right? Then make your own music and keep pushing your own music and get with a subgenre of music. So you don't have to be drill. You don't have to be the flashy drug dealing, glorifying, fame and fashion. You don't have to be that artist. You could be a different artist.
And trust me, the subculture exists. That's the ones that you see overseas.
And do that.
You're asking young, impressionable people to be men, which how many of us?
But they say go independent, and if you're gonna go independent, you're making man choices, grown man choices. So if you're gonna do something, then do it. Don't halfway do it because you want to be famous and make songs that everybody. You know what I'm saying? You got to start from scratch and do it right.
But they need help though. And then sometimes the independent artists, because sometimes you're delusional on the skill set that you have, the relationships that you have, and you don't know what you're really getting into, and you think you do, mostly because you're young.
I'm
think
glad
about
you're
us.
saying that. I'm glad.
That's why it's hard to go independent.
Yeah, think about us.
It's not easy.
I'm glad you're saying that. But see, I'm glad you said that because remember we were listening to DJ Punch,
right?
And he was talking about a manager's job. It's like, to me, it's a thankless job. Mm-hmm. You don't get thank you. Once an artist sign with you, it's like, yo, I'm gonna do everything you're telling me to do, and they're gonna do everything you tell you to do until they start getting fame.
Absolutely.
And once they get fame, it's like, what did you do? Mm-hmm. I'm the artist. I did everything.
Right.
So when you're doing independent, right? You thinking, I could do this, I could do that. I got social media. I know how to do the social media, but you don't know how to talk to people. Your talent is not all that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We could polish it up here and there. And if a real manager is going to take you on, they could see your weak points and they could sharpen that up. Mm-hmm. But I remember telling a guy, one of the artists that I had, he had the mic cuffed like that. And if you have the mic cuffed like that, you're not giving the mic enough time, chance to breathe, right?
Yeah.
You're funny. You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. Yeah,
see what's happening here.
I caught that, but it's all good. But so he told me, right. I said, yo, next time, because I'm in the audience. I like to be in the audience when the artists on stage, just to feel the energy. Place is jam packed. They performing. They doing great. But I hear the feedback. You know what I'm saying? I hear the feedback. So now I'm telling him, I said, listen, next time you get on stage, try not to cuff the mic the way you cuff the mic because you're getting feedback. What you talking about, Mike? What you talking about, sir? I said, listen, I'm trying to tell you, it's a feedback. He said, nah, everybody do that. I said, what you mean everybody do that? He said, yo, I go on YouTube, I see people doing it all the time. Instead of taking the advice that his manager is giving him, which is great advice, you're going to go on for what somebody did on YouTube.
Well, that's because, unfortunately, there's something happening in this generation where older people became the ops. And I also think that's a design of the social media agent bots. They put out this rage information to separate all of our different categories: men versus women, light skin versus dark skin, age, young versus old. Because I'm an unk now and all this stuff. Like, you know, so they don't, they automatically like, you don't know what you're talking about. It's like you're older, you're dumb, you don't get it. And anytime I work with a new artist that's young, they just automatically think, oh, that's how they used to do it back in the 1900s. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what they tell you.
Great music was great music, no matter what generation it comes from.
Yeah, but it's hard to try to tell a kid that.
But their mentality is different than we respected old people. We wanted to listen to older people. We wanted that knowledge. They feel like they got it because they're being told they don't need us in their messaging. So I don't know how we change the messaging. And I think that, as parents, we have to just spend more time with our parents, with our children, to deprogram that messaging that they're getting, so they can know that we have value. Like, we might not get everything that you guys are doing, and things are changing and things are different now, but life still has basic fundamental things that we need to follow.
Right.
So you should listen to us. We've been here. We did it.
That's a fact. And that's why my son, like I said, he's 14. I make him. Well, he has no choice. He's in my house. He listens to Nas. He listens to DMX. He listens to Jay-Z. He listens to Tribe Called Quest. He listens to all the artists prior to when he wasn't even born, when none of these people were out. Yeah. But he listens to them. And Busta Rhymes too. I said, look, what do you like about him? What do you like about him? I listen, Slick Rick. I said, listen to the storytelling. See how he writes a story. You could take bits and pieces from all of those and kind of combine them and make your own genre.
That's the advice I give every single artist. I said, how you think Eminem got so dope? He listened to everybody.
Yeah, you have to.
He studied the whole industry.
If you're going to listen to your peers, then you're going to sound like your peers. You want to stand out. You could be great. You could be the greatest rapper there is, if you just become a student. Just become a student and say, okay, I like that, but I don't like the way he did that, but I like this. If I put that with this, then I could do this.
But
that's with music, that's with anything.
But that's the problem with young people, is they don't care about that. That's not what's valuable to them. Me being hot is what matters to
fame and
them.
money.
Fame. They don't care about the quality and the essence of the culture. They don't care about all that. That's not what has value.
But think about this. It's it's a couple of commercials that they're playing right now on TV of songs that was made 30 years ago. 30 years ago. The songs are in the commercials right now. And I'm like, that's great music. Great music will always sustain itself. Look at Bill Withers.
That's my argument.
Lovely Day. Lovely Day had 3 commercials at the same time.
What year 30
Lovely
years
Day.
ago was, right? Do you know what year 30 years ago was?
1990.
96.
96.
96. What I'm just saying.
Reasonable Doubt came out 2 days ago.
96. What I'm just saying, and even further than that, they still.
That is to us. That doesn't seem.
That's like this.
And
like, 30 years. 30 years was the 70s. Like, 30 years ago, was the 1970s. It wasn't. It was almost 2000.
Yeah.
Right.
And I produced the Helter
crazy?
Skelter Nocturnal album the same year. 96.
Oh, wow.
Yep. 5 joints.
Classic. That's a classic.
If you think
Thank
about it, though, in fashion, right? What do people in fashion do to this day? To this day, what do you think they do? When they starting to make a whole new season for the next season,
archive.
They go backwards. They might go all the way back to the 20s.
Yeah, you got to go
and say, well, what were they wearing? And depending, Ralph Lauren might go all the way back to the cowboy days and say, well, what were they wearing? And how can I make that better? And this and that.
But we lost that too, bro. Like, I used to walk down 165th Street, hear all the music playing, know what is the new music that was out, know what the new trends of fashion was going to be. Yeah. That's gone. I don't even know what to buy in the store no more. I don't even go shopping no more, because I walk in the store and I walk right out of it. I'm like, I don't want none of this.
Fast fashion. Yeah. But that's turning around too. Fast fashion is starting to go down. The quality of materials they use, everything is just starting to go down. Even originality, people, because of the internet, it's like the internet is to me, it's a gift and it's a curse.
Absolutely.
Because the world is so big, but it became smaller.
It did.
The world is big, but because you're in North Carolina or Detroit, you're gonna see somebody all the way in China. Not in China, because they got this communist thing going on, but
they done shut.
you know what I'm talking about. You could go to France, get on there. What's that thing where they could see the street? You could go into well, it's a camera. You can see. It's public. It's public.
Oh, you mean like the street light thing?
No, it's a camera. It's a camera that you can see live footage of what's going on in the street.
Okay.
So
Like
basically,
CCTV type.
CCTV. But you can see what's going on in the street from where you're at. So you're like, wow, they dressed like this, or they dressed like that, or this. So back in the days when I was living in North Carolina, if you came from New York, you're just looking at your sneakers, looking at your shirt. You're looking at, where you get that shirt from, man?
Right.
It was so. We were like,
the Lego was different.
Now it's
the Lego was different. Everything is there. Everything is so intertwined.
Now everybody's saying the same slang now all over the country.
The music sounds the same. Everything sounds the same. So that's the more reason why you need to be yourself. And if you do the history, anybody that ever blew up, that's including Ja Rule, it's including Ludacris, that's including Busta Rhymes, that's including Jay-Z, Pac. I can keep on going. Eminem. All these guys had their own identity. They did. And they blew up because they had their own identity. Now, I can name a few people who kind of sound like another person. And they got a little bit of fame, but they never hit that pinnacle.
You're making too much sense, bro.
But even recently, the biggest artists that come out now, that they don't sound like anybody else. Where it was like a Pop Smoke. He didn't really sound like anybody.
It still was the same flows, and still same cadences. He sounded like Designer. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still
the Designer sound like Future.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can go down the line. I just feel like what you're saying makes too much sense in a world that doesn't make any sense anymore. We don't even need facts anymore. People are just going off opinion. Just when you look at there's no such thing as facts anymore. The world is upside down, and I don't know how to feel about that.
But I think that's a good thing.
It can be
if you take advantage. If everybody's going left and everybody wants to go left. No, everybody's going right. Everybody going right, then you go left.
That's what I know.
If everybody's going right and say everybody wants to sound like this, everybody wants to sound like this, then what you got to do? If you're going to go left, you have to be the best left. You have to be the greatest. You have to be the greatest. I'm talking about. I don't play ball, but if everybody's doing a crossover, then you got to figure out what can I do that's to make me stand out. So when I'm in high school, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, in everything you do, you have to say, well, everybody's doing this. I don't want to dress like that. I'm going to dress like this.
I think you just also seen it the way that we saw it and the way that we were raised. These kids are not being raised that way.
Well, I'm raising my son like that.
They don't have the values that
the majority though is not like that.
The values is not the same. The quality of the essence of that just makes common sense to me. And that's how I live my life. I've never wanted to be a part of the crowd. I've always wanted to just be able to do my thing. And as soon as something that's why earlier you said, I want to find the new media to be on top.
Right.
That's what I always say. Right. Whatever the new media is, I want to be on that. I want to be first on that.
I always try to be first to get to anything.
And then sometimes, and I'm keeping 100 first doesn't always mean.
It doesn't.
Because sometimes the second person is the one that gets the accolades.
Right.
It might be too early for the first person. So
you can get on Fanbase.
Oh, Fanbase, I like Fanbase. Shout out to
See, all he needs,
Isaac Hayes Jr.
He needs a couple of people to say, I'm not messing with Instagram.
Does Fanbase have a stream? Can you live stream?
I'm pretty sure he has the capabilities of doing it.
Shout out to him, man.
Fanbase
doing good things.
It's a dope platform. Isaac Hayes' son. Yeah.
Isaac Hayes the third.
The third. I said Junior.
He's dope, man. The stuff that he's saying is really dope. I'm on Fanbase. We're on Fanbase.
Yeah, I got it too.
We're on Fanbase. But Fanbase could be he just needs a dope artist that's really, really big and say, listen, I'm not on Instagram.
Right.
I'm not on Instagram no more. I'm on Fanbase.
Right.
I mean, people will come over to Fanbase.
Absolutely.
You know how many people will come over to Fanbase, B?
People are always looking for something.
I'm telling you, it's going to take him a little time. The reason why is the funding, man. It takes a lot of money to maintain and
a lot
and
market too.
Yeah, it's just.
And he black?
Yeah, he's black. That plays a part. That plays a part. That plays a part. I don't know, man. I mean, but it could be done. It could be done. You just have to get the right person down.
I mean, this is the advice that I give. I give the same advice to people. Like, find your own lane, do your own thing, be your own person. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll find your way. Cream always rises to the top, but you also have to be like really deliberate about what you want. You have to really know what you want and commit to it fully.
That's a fact.
And that's the price of fame.
We talk about
fashion,
art,
music,
and entertainment.
And we out.
Salute. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Queen, get the money.
All day.